In a small riverside town surrounded by misty hills, lived a young woman named Lina. She was known for her smile, the kind that made people feel safe and warm. But lately, that smile had faded. She still went to work, still helped her neighbors, still said I'm fine when asked. But inside, she wasn't fine at all. Every night when she came home, she sat by her window staring at the same quiet river. It flowed endlessly calm, unbothered, while her mind was full of storms. She thought about the friend who lied to her. The love that ended without goodbye. The dream she abandoned because she didn't believe she was enough. The more she remembered, the heavier her heart became, as if she was dragging something invisible everywhere she went. One morning, her grandmother, Amara, visited. The old woman had lived through war, loss, and poverty, yet somehow she always seemed peaceful. She took Lina's hand gently and said, "My dear, I can see you're tired. Tomorrow, come with me. I'll show you what's weighing you down." The next morning, they met before sunrise. Amara carried 2 empty burlap sacks. "Take one," she said. "You'll need it." Lina frowned. "For what?" "To collect what you've been carrying all this time." They walked toward the foot of the hill. The air was cool, birds were waking. The path was lined with stones and fallen leaves. After a while, Amara stopped near a river bend where hundreds of small rocks lay scattered. "For every pain you still hold," the old woman said, "pick up one stone and put it in your bag." Lina hesitated. It felt strange. But slowly, she began to choose. One for the time she failed her final exam. One for the job she lost unfairly. One for the day her father left home. One for every time she blamed herself for something she couldn't control. She placed each stone carefully inside the bag. With every one, her shoulders sank a little lower. "Is this really necessary?" she asked. Amara nodded. "We can't heal what we refuse to acknowledge." When Lina looked down again, her bag was half full. Amara's was still empty. They kept walking. The road turned steep. The weight began to pull her backwards. Sweat dripped down her neck. The bag's rough fabric cut into her palms. Her breath grew heavy. Finally she said, "Grandmother, I can't go on. This bag is too heavy." Amara stopped, turned, and said simply, "Then put it down." Lina dropped it with a deep sigh. The sudden lightness almost startled her. "Feels better, doesn't it?" "Yes, but the rocks are still there," Lina said quietly. "Exactly," her grandmother replied. "They were always there. But they didn't hurt you until you decided to carry them." Amara walked to a large flat rock and sat down. She motioned for Lina to do the same. "Child, do you know why your shoulders ache every night?" Lina shook her head. "Because you never learned to forgive, not others, and not yourself." Amara reached into Lina's bag and pulled out a smooth stone. "This one," she said, "is from the friend who lied. When you think of her, your heart closes." She tossed the stone into the river. Splash! Now it's gone. But only if you let it be gone. Then she picked another. "This is from the dream you gave up. You thought failure meant you weren't good enough. But failure is just a teacher with a rough voice." Splash! Lina watched the ripples spread and fade. Something in her chest loosened. One by one, they threw the stones away: anger, guilt, disappointment, fear. With every splash, the bag grew lighter, and so did her heart. Finally, Amara handed the last small pebble to Lina. "This one," she said softly, "is for the pain you never told anyone about, the one you hide even from yourself." Lina stared at the pebble for a long moment. Her throat tightened. Then she whispered, "Goodbye." She threw it as far as she could. The pebble disappeared into the water, and so did the weight she'd been carrying for years. The old woman smiled. "Do you see, my dear? Peace isn't something you find at the top of a mountain. It's something that appears the moment you stop dragging yesterday uphill." Lina sat there silently, listening to the sound of the river. It wasn't just water she heard, it was release. The sunlight reflected on the surface, warm and golden. The air felt new. Her body light. For the first time in a long time, she could truly breathe. As they walked back down the hill, the wind played gently through the trees. Lina looked at her grandmother and said, "I think I understand now. The bag was never the problem. It was me, I just didn't know I could put it down." Amara smiled. "Yes, child. Everyone carries their own bag, but the wise ones learn when to let go." Back in the village, Lina's neighbors greeted her. For the first time, her smile wasn't forced, it was light, peaceful, and real. That night, she sat again by the river. The same river she had watched for years, but now, it felt different. The river hadn't changed. She had. If you're still carrying your own heavy bag, full of old pain, guilt, and regret, remember this. You can put it down anytime. Let go. Forgive. And walk light into tomorrow. Like this story, share it with someone who needs peace today, and subscribe for more stories that feed your mind and calm your soul.